Welcome to episode 4 of the Real Talk lineup, where we unravel life one laugh at a time. I'm your host, Jojo.
I'm Aaron.
And I have a special guest this week.
And I'm Skyanne.
Skyanne is here because RonniCole is on vacation.
We miss you, girl.
We do. So today we're talking about the presidential debate.
Ooh.
Bronny James being drafted by the Lakers.
Okay.
And living to be 1,000 years old. It's all this and much, much more up next on the Real Talk lineup.
They have to be following him every moment of the day.
J-Lo getting divorced?
He still contributed to society.
I think maybe marijuana.
That is not obvious. How did that happen?
I would be too afraid, but sometimes I'm like, man, I need a little boost. Our first story on the Celebrity Breakdown is the presidential debate. Now, did you watch the debate, Aaron?
You know I did.
Did you watch the debate, Skyanne?
I did not.
You
but
did
I've
not?
seen clips.
Okay. I want to say the first thing to me that seemed like a little odd is that they weren't allowed to have notes or anything.
But they were still coached prior to that.
Okay. So when Biden came out, he looked stiff. And then when Trump came out, he looked pissed.
Well, that is usually the way it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they were like two little kids. They kept saying, like, you're a liar. No, you're a liar. You did this and you did that and blah, 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 blah. And Trump would say whatever he wanted before answering any of the questions. Trump said there was no terrorists in the country when he was president. Biden called Trump. This is my favorite.
There's no terrorists. They're gone. They went away.
So,
I know terrorists.
My favorite thing that happened in the debate is when Biden called Trump a convicted felon who slept with a porn star and has the morals of an alley cat. Yeah.
Yeah, we all know what an alley cat does.
Yeah. So they were arguing over each other's golf game, like their handicaps, and then like Biden couldn't complete one single thought, it seemed like. So, I mean, I feel like there's no hope for us in this country come the next election.
There's hope. There is hope. But the thing is, too, is like there wasn't any fact checking. I wish there had been fact checking because we know Trump loves to take things and twist them around. He did a lot of lying. He really did. Now, the thing with Biden, he was under the weather, so he was kind of getting over a cold and stuff like that. Now, if you watch the end of the debate, Biden got off the stage. He was assisted by his wife. Nobody was there for Trump. So we got off. He went and shook the hands of the moderators, and Trump just walked off, pissed off, and stuff like that. So that's typical of not having good sportsmanship. So
he never has had good sportsmanship.
Never has, and it's pretty sad. You say that you're for American people, but yet you only lean to one side instead of actually for Americans. So unfortunately, we're stuck with two old dudes.
Yeah,
but and when there is, me personally, I think we need to get rid of the two-party system. But that's just my opinion. Start bringing in some old, fresh, or some young, fresh blood to fix the problems that we have here.
So let me ask you this. When you say there needs to be fact checking, how would they fact check something when it's a live debate?
Well, I mean, remember back in, you can sit there and have somebody behind them, fact checking everything that they're saying, have a big screen up there and get right to it. Because they pretty much know what the questions are going to be. They already know this.
So are they given the list of questions beforehand?
I believe they're given the list of questions beforehand, yes. And then, it's scripted, and how they come up with the answers and how they continue with their answers and whatnot, then that's up on them. But they can fact check, they can, but CNN didn't do that.
I wonder why. They are a legitimate news source.
Are they? Because they were bought out by a far right leaning dude. So
were they? I didn't know that.
Were.
Okay.
I mean, they're just two rotting corpses. I mean.
Two rotting corpses.
So Skyanne is significantly younger than Aaron and I, and seeing these two old men, what does it make you think about
your future?
Yeah.
Your future is in the balance of two rotting corpses.
I don't know. I just feel like nothing's really going to change. Everyone's saying, vote for this guy, vote for that one, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. I don't think anything's really going to change anything.
It does matter, and I'm going to tell you why. Because people, remember, Trump was in office back in 2016. and we voted him out of office. And unfortunately, now he's coming back. I don't know why. It's like, dude, enjoy your retirement. You got all these convictions coming up. You got all these trials coming up. You need to take care of that stuff first.
Well, he claims he wanted to run again because Biden was running again, and he couldn't stand the fact that Biden could potentially be our president again. So he had to step in and do something.
Look, man, if I had a brother and he had better underwear than me, I'm not going to go out and just get, I'm going to get better underwear than you. That's just, I think that's.
Well, I'm with Skyanne. They're two rotting corpses.
That's all right. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Moving on.
All right. Kelly Ben-Simone from The Real Housewives of New York, well, she's an alum of the show, revealed that she called off her wedding on Tuesday, June 25th, because her fiance would not sign a prenup.
Don't know anything about that, but yeah, I mean, why? I don't agree with prenups. I guess it's because I got married poor.
Well, I mean, I don't, not that I don't care that, Kelly Ben-Simone isn't getting married. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, but I think in 2024, grow up. It's okay to sign a prenup. I don't think it means that you don't love somebody. I think it's that you're protecting yourself because you have to be realistic about marriage.
Yeah, if you already have the money and you come into the marriage with the money and stuff like that, you didn't build it together and you're trying to save that. But then again, I don't mean that much. Are we going to be on the same bank account? How's this going to work?
I think those are all questions that you need to ask before you actually tie the knot. I mean, those are important things. To me, for him not signing it, it seems like, okay, why aren't you signing it? Like, what's your ulterior motive?
So you think that he maybe is like wants to get married, but he's also when the cat's away, mice will play type of scenario?
I mean, no offense, I think that's typical of a lot of men. Not all of them, but a lot of them. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with a prenup. There's nothing wrong with
I'm not gonna let my wife
protecting yourself. Oh, no, I personally believe that you don't ever really know someone, even if you live with them for a long time. Like you don't know what is going on in someone else's mind. So I say it's better to be protected.
Sign it, don't sign it, or whatever.
Yeah. So Skyanne, what do you think about prenups?
Yeah. Do you know about prenups?
Yeah, I get the concept. And I'm for it. I mean, if she has like stuff that she wants to protect, that she like wants to hold on to, it's her right to be able, in case of a divorce, to want to protect her assets coming into a marriage.
You have to unromanticize marriage just for a little bit. Like not everyone, but a lot of people have like this preconceived notion of what marriage is going to be, and it's not a fairy tale. It's real life, and sometimes it's really shitty. So,
I'm on my second marriage, so yeah.
I did it once. I don't think I'll ever do it again, to be honest with you. Well, you never know.
Yeah.
Never say never.
Just have that prenup ready.
Yeah, exactly. For my Honda Accord.
Prius.
Okay, moving on. Ariana Grande surprised her fans by recalling a story from years ago when she expressed her wish to have dinner with Jeffrey Dahmer. The singer recently appeared on Penn Badgley's Pod Crush podcast and admitted that she once told fans that the late convicted serial killer was her dream dinner guest because she always wanted to pick his brain. She's receiving a lot of backlash for this. A lot of celebrities seem to have a fascination with true crime, like Chrissy Teigen, Mindy Kaling, Kim Kardashian, Anna Kendricks. But for whatever reason, people are picking on Ariana. I get people being upset because she said she wanted to have dinner with Jeffrey Dahmer, but true crime is everywhere. True crime is like the #1 podcast genre. So I don't understand why people are picking her out and not anybody else.
I think they're misconstruing the situation here. It's like, dude, she just, there's a lot of celebrities, like you said, there's a lot of celebrities out there that, I wouldn't say they're like, so much like goo goo gaga, but it's like, these guys who did what they did are fascinating. You want to know why they did what they did and what do they feel, how do they feel after all these years and stuff like that. Is there any remorse? And again, you better be careful because she might become dinner.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, if she goes and has dinner with him, like he ate people, so who knows? And I think too, like, okay, she says
Watch Hannibal Lecter before he goes.
She says that she wants to have dinner with him, but I think if the opportunity arose, which obviously it can't because he's deceased, I don't think she would go through with it. Like, who would want to sit across from a murderer?
What about you?
No one?
Yeah.
I mean, like, Jeffrey Dahmer only ate men. She'd be fine.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm impressed you knew that.
All right. Did you watch
yeah,
the
what's
movie
going
on
on
Netflix?
here?
No, I never watched.
Okay.
So are you one of the do you like murder mystery people or so?
Kinda. I like when I have free time, like I'll like watch YouTube videos about it.
Oh gosh, she drove with me in the truck.
I'm so fascinated by serial killers. I really am. I just
I'm
wonder
not.
like
So
what's
you better watch your tongue, Aaron.
yeah.
I know.
What can go on, and obviously they're mentally ill, but like what would
think.
possess someone to want to take somebody else's life?
You know, it's all from what I've seen. It's a lot of it of how they grew up.
Well, all of us grow up
So-
fucked up in some way,
Yeah,
shape, or
but he
form.
was really where he, you know what I mean? You got some of these guys that grew up in a farm. Their mother raised them. Only dad left, you know, with the neighbor farm lady.
Yeah.
You know, and he's out there and all. What does he have to do when he's growing up? Right, just killing time and I mean,
Killing time and animals.
Yeah, killing
Exactly.
time, animals.
And so what do you think about like the fact that all these serial killers are glorified? I can swallow it because I don't have anyone in my life who's ever been killed by anyone. So I don't know how it feels. But if that happened, like I would think I would probably not like true crime anymore.
No,
I was about to say that's a very good point that you haven't had anyone like close to you murdered, because I haven't either. I can definitely like understand people coming from like, why are you glorifying this? Like, it's not a good thing. It's not like something to look at, be interested by, or think, oh, this is so like, you know, like have that kind of like attitude towards it if it's a serious topic.
Yeah, I think we don't really look at it as reality because we see all this stuff on TV.
For sure.
So moving on.
you asked.
Eddie Murphy is still stung by a comment that David Spade made on Saturday Night Live.
I didn't even know they were back.
Well, Saturday Night Live
Yeah,
or David Spade?
Yeah, I didn't know Saturday Night Live was back on.
Well, I think he made
They
this
were
this comment a while ago.
Oh.
In the 80s, he made this comment.
He's now saying something?
Well, I think he said something in the past, but then now that his new
Well, he really holds a
movie is up, exactly. Now that his movie's out, he's bringing it up. I guess he said David Spade took some cheap shots.
Oh, you're talking about for his new Beverly Hills Cop?
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. He said back in the old days, they used to be relentless on him and a lot of stuff was racist stuff. So I guess maybe that might be hard to let go. I mean, they might have thought about it in a joking way, but it probably really bothered him. And I think Eddie Murphy is like a different level of star than David Spade. So like, who really cares what David Spade thinks?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, I love David Spade. I love Eddie Murphy. And you gotta take it with a grain of salt. They're both comedians.
Yeah.
They're both comedians. They're both actors.
And I find it like kind of fascinating how like certain things that people say just like stick with you. Someone could say something in passing and it's just stuck in your mind and it can be stuck in there for years.
That's true. I guess that's why I don't talk to my sister.
I mean, he said that he's cool with him now and he's cool with Lauren Michaels and all that.
You know,
but-
they just need to have a sit down with Ariana Grande and
and Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
All right, next story. LeBron James' son, Bronny James, has been selected to play with the Lakers. He was the 55th pick in the NBA draft. And now his dad opted out of his contract with the Lakers and is in free agency.
You might see that coming.
I mean, I think with the free agency thing with LeBron, it's kind of like just to renegotiate the contract that he already had with the Lakers, to come up with some fine points like he can't be traded or blah, 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 blah. But I know that like he was really down for playing with his son. So.
Okay, so re-up your contract.
I'm sure he will.
But now for some of you who don't know, I just went to the NBA Hall of Fame induction ceremony up there in Detroit. Just got back last night. And I've talked to a couple of these players.
Okay.
That are still ticking. And they thought that it would be a great idea. I pitched it to them. I said, because we were talking about this. And I said, what would be really cool is if either his son signed on to the Lakers or came to the Cavaliers. or vice versa.
Yeah.
Because they thought maybe LeBron might come back to the Cavaliers. And
That's
then
my wish. I'm such a
now you got
LeBron fan.
Father and son, right?
Yeah.
Playing against each other. I mean, they did it in the NFL with
The Mannings.
the Mannings. Yes,
Yes.
the Manning brothers. So there you go. So how cool would that be, to have that? You want one-on-one. You didn't say how you going to get that one.
Yeah, I mean, he must be such a
challenge.
proud father. I couldn't even imagine.
That's cool.
I wonder how much LeBron was a factor in the Lakers signing him. I mean, I would think he'd be a big factor.
I was just thinking about that, yeah, because your dad's literally like on the team.
Well, not only
That
that,
has to,
didn't he
play a
beat
part.
Michael Jordan's record or something?
I mean, LeBron continues to break records on a regular basis, and I'm sure he has a big say in who gets picked on any team that he's on, So he's like the manager and the coach and the player, like all rolled into one.
How much was his son's contract worth?
I don't know. I'm sure a rookie contract is significantly less than anybody else.
I'm just wondering if he also had saying that too. Don't you dare make my boy make more than me when I was a rookie.
Well, I'm sure the rookie contract's pretty much the same for like whatever rounds you're picked in the draft. Everyone probably gets the same amount of money, and then it just depends if you get endorsements and stuff.
guess.
But yeah, okay.
Stay tuned.
Yes. I want to know, Aaron and Skyanne, what's streaming?
We'll start with Skyanne.
Skyanne, what did you stream this week?
I haven't watched anything like on TV or anything.
Wah, 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 wah. Do you watch TV at all, ever?
Not anymore.
YouTube,
Really?
Yeah.
Instagram.
Are you a big social media person?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you watch anything on YouTube?
Not really, not.
No?
Well,
Why is that? I mean, I'm just trying to, I'm not.
How you big in social media, but you don't watch stuff on?
Well, like, okay, I've just been busy. Like, I have school,
Okay.
work. I have like stuff I have to edit. Like,
Okay, so you just haven't had the time to stream
Yeah.
anything. Okay, I got it. That makes sense, though. No, being in school, that's a lot of pressure. I know when I was in school, I didn't really watch TV at all. So, okay.
yeah. And Aaron doesn't work. So, Aaron, what have you been watching?
I'm gonna tell your ass what
Yeah, Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Aaron, what's streaming?
I watched You People, starring Eddie Murphy, Jonah Hill, Lauren London, and Molly Gordon.
Sorry, Skyanne does not know who Eddie Murphy is.
That's right. If you Noah's laugh, that's it. A new couple, so they got together, right? So Jonah Hill is having a really hard time dating. I think he's somebody. He's a stockbroker.
Okay.
So the other. The girl that he meets is Eddie Murphy's daughter. Now, Jonah Hill is Jewish.
Yes.
Okay, him and his whole family's Jewish, and Eddie Murphy is what do you call it? Where they wear the hats and like I want to say Muslim, but I'm not sure if that's the right.
No, I just think he wears like African clothing.
Yeah, but he's also part of. So anyways, he wants to date his daughter. He wants to marry her now. The relationship has escalated, and now he wants to get the permission of the father, but the whole time he's sabotaging everything that he is trying to do. So like he goes on a bachelor party to Vegas, the dad show, Eddie Murphy shows
Oh,
up,
stop.
and he's sabotaging everything. He's watching them. They're in a strip club, and the guy goes, "Hey man, didn't you get us that cocaine? Yeah, you were the guy." And the guy shows up, like, "Yeah man, we love the cocaine." And then dude, what's the name of the dealer? And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. What do you that wasn't me." And then the guy comes up and he throws him like this big old kilo.
So he typically cannot be himself
He can't be himself.
Okay.
Yeah, he can't be himself. And then finally, when they had the dress rehearsal for the wedding, he finally confronted Eddie and said, "You know what? I've taken everything that you've given me, and I'm not the asshole here. You're the asshole." And they actually ended up splitting up for a little bit.
Okay.
But the dad finally realized, yeah, you know what? I should have given this guy a little bit more credit, and actually got together with the mom, Jonah Hill's mom, and collaborated and was able to give him a good wedding with his priest and their priest. So
Okay,
it's a happy
awesome.
ending. I love that.
A real love story.
But it was funny. I was laughing and stuff like that, through the whole thing. My wife's back there like, "I don't know what you told this ain't that funny." I'm
Okay.
like, okay. I loved it.
Does she know who Eddie Murphy is?
He knows who
Okay.
Eddie Murphy is. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that was good. So if you guys get a chance, see You People with Eddie Murphy.
Where'd you stream that on?
That was Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody watches Netflix. I don't hardly ever watch Netflix. I'm a big HBO Max person. This week I streamed the Stax Records documentary on HBO Max. I don't know if you're familiar with Stax Records. It's a back in the day, like 60s and 70s record label, like an independent record label.
Okay.
They
You know what a record is, right, Sky? It's a
Yes.
big. It's right there. There it is. See,
A big
that's
round black
big
thing.
round black thing has a bunch of lines.
I don't even know how many in my house after my mom died. Like there were so many.
Okay.
What'd you do with them? Please tell me you still have them.
No, so I sold some of them, and then they were just in bad condition because her and her brother didn't take care of them, so they had like scratches on them and like.
Okay. That's
so-
sad.
That's their fault though, not mine.
Yeah. So this documentary was about the rise and fall of the Stax record label and recording studio. They had artists like Otis Redding and Isaac Hayes, and it was just a really good documentary. I mean, it doesn't really end up in a good way for Stax Records, but it's still really good. So if you're a music fan, I would
I have
definitely...
records. I got vinyl. Yeah.
Oh,
So
how
you
nice.
take-
I have a record player. It's in my basement. It's like it's like from the 70s.
Does it work?
Does it work?
Oh, I have no clue.
Oh, okay.
It's been in there for a while.
Do I have to bring one of my records over?
Okay, next segment. What in the...
Oh.
Aaron's going to do his wacky Ohio laws for us. So come on, Aaron.
I am. Okay, you guys ready for this?
Yes.
Whew. Let me catch my breath because this is crazy, people. Listen, no arrest on 4th of July or Sundays. So if you do any crimes, you won't be arrested on those days. When can they arrest? Do they hold on to your driver's license? What is this? Do they hold on to the driver's license? Library card? You know what it is, right? You got your library card. The librarian's gonna call and said that
Call the police.
Oh yeah, you have late charges from the 6th grade.
So you're
And
going down.
So you're going down.
So no one can be arrested on 4th of July,
4th of July.
or on a
On
Sunday.
Sunday.
So those are the days to commit the crimes
Those
if you
are
want to
the
get
days.
away with it.
That's it. Purge.
Oh, the purge, yeah.
Purge.
Oh, that's so weird.
Isn't that
What's
crazy?
what? Do you know what city this is?
This is Ohio law.
It's just a regular
I think
Ohio
maybe
law.
It's around here, yeah. Maybe it's all of Ohio.
I'm about to look that no arrest thing up because imagine how many people have been arrested on a Sunday and they've been wrongfully arrested.
There you go.
That's crazy.
I know.
All right.
Okay, in Columbus on Sundays, stores must not sell cornflakes.
Ugh. Stores shouldn't sell cornflakes on any
I
days.
love corn.
Do you really?
Yeah, with raisins in it.
Ugh, that's
Okay, with
so
raisins?
drab.
Raisins.
You're so
yeah.
old.
Yeah, that is an old. That does sound like old people's cereal.
Just so everyone is aware, Aaron does have like color in his hair. It's not fully gray yet.
Oh my god.
I have it put there.
Oh boy.
Yes. Cleveland, it's illegal to hunt mice without a hunting license. So, if your house is infested with mice, get a license or find someone who already has a license.
Okay, what constitutes hunting a mouse? Like, what if a mouse comes across your path and you kill it? That's not hunting.
I didn't make the law.
Okay.
I'm just telling you the wacky law.
All right.
Darn it. All right. Marion, Ohio, it is illegal to eat a donut backwards.
Explain to me how to eat a round circle hole donut backwards.
I work at Dunkin'. I got you.
Okay, explain it, Skyen.
Yeah.
You just take it and you just eat it from whatever side you want. It's a circle.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a circle, so how can you eat it backwards?
Walking backwards.
Oh, you can't be walking backwards.
You can't
How
walk.
come in the notes it doesn't?
That's like
say
saying,
walking?
do you realize, do you know years ago they came out with the left-handed cheeseburger?
What?
Yeah, it was a joke, but people
Oh.
thought that, oh my gosh.
I feel like I'm going to eat my donut however
I'm
I
going
want
to do it.
to.
I'm going to go in front of your store. Just eat a donut
I'll call
backwards.
corporate.
You will call.
She's calling the cops on you.
Yeah, look, this dude's out here breaking the law. I just found out about this. Look,
I wondered if you called the police on some of these laws, would they come out?
you are a pathetic human being if you have to do something like that. I know,
I
right?
think it
are.
depends what city. Like Cleveland, they don't care.
Yeah.
But if you go to like Palmer or something, they see them dollar signs. Ooh.
No, I'm not a cop caller, but I would just want to see if anyone could actually get arrested for these things.
Aaron,
What's
I'm
that?
working tonight.
You want
We
me?
can
You
try
want me
it
to
out.
test that theory?
Yeah.
No.
When you see him outside of the store
I'm a moonwalk backwards.
and
just
he's
to
walking
look
backwards with his donut, you better call the police
Yeah,
and then
no,
let me
no.
know
I
what
will.
happened.
Oh, I will for sure.
There's this big old fat white guy in front of Dunkin' Donuts eating that damn thing backwards. Kind of.
It's against the law, you
It's
know.
against the law. Come over here.
All right. Scientists predict humans could live to be 1,000 years old. Futurist Raymond Kurzweil suggests that nanobots could hold the key to halting human aging, potentially enabling humans to live for thousands of years.
Nanobots.
Would you want to live to be 1,000 years old?
Hell no.
No.
Everything stops working after 70.
I feel like everything stops working after 40.
No, speak for yourself.
Like, even if you live that old, I just can't imagine your quality of life being that good.
You're just all your skin is gonna be dripping down.
Yeah, and then like, what if you chose to live to be 1,000? Like, you got like these nanobots, but nobody that you loved wanted to do that, and then they all like died off.
Well, first of all, who's gonna be able to afford that? Okay,
I'm sure it's gonna be expensive. It's like those people who travel to the Titanic. And,
I mean, look at, people were already complaining about COVID, and when you got the shot, they implanted some little tracking device and stuff like that, and then they got something like this. Oh my gosh!
Moving on, a Texas security guard quits his job during a live TV interview.
Live?
Yes, he quit his job live on the air after his manager scolded him for speaking in uniform about being assaulted on duty. Percy Payne was interviewed by Fox 7 in Austin about an incident at a parking garage that he protects, where he claims he was assaulted by two men attempting to steal his car. During the interview, his manager interrupted, leading to an argument about company policy. Payne abruptly quit, turning in his uniform and finishing the interview in his street clothes. He expressed frustration with both the assault and the police response to the incident. I say good for him.
Bravo.
Right. Yes.
Bravo. Bad on the manager. He should have
Absolutely.
sat there and waited till the interview was over and then confronted him and let him know what the policy
And those are my thoughts exactly. By the boss coming on the news, he's doing the same thing that he's telling the employee that he's not allowed to do.
Right.
So, yeah.
Sky?
Man, good for him. Okay. I know that felt good.
Yeah. Like, some of these bosses think they can rule your life.
That's right.
And they cannot.
Yep, they sit there and micromanage you. So I've had that many times.
No more. Now we're our own bosses.
That's right.
All right. Bizarre humanoid robot with living skin tissue. In a development that seems straight out of a sci-fi movie, researchers in Japan have crafted a humanoid robot with a face covered in real human skin. Ugh. That's disgusting. The team from the University of Tokyo has successfully integrated lab-grown human skin onto a robotic face. Okay, good, because I was going to ask, where did they get this skin from? But they grew it.
Have you ever seen sex dolls?
No, I have not, actually.
Okay, well, there's things like, so sex dolls are very, very lifelike. They actually have the same feeling as human skin and stuff like that. They have that same jiggleness.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I could see it happening, and again, there's actually people out there marrying their sex dolls, so go figure that
People
one out.
do marry weird. Like, how is that even legal?
I think there were some people in Afghanistan, a lot of women left the tribes, and they were marrying their sheep and stuff like that. Don't hold me to that. But.
Oh, just so they don't have to stay with their abusive husbands.
Well, there was no women left. They were.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's weird.
So they thought they win.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we are hopping aboard the crazy train. Choo-choo. The first car contains.
Have my sound effects?
Yes, I have my own crazy train sound effects, but maybe we'll use yours this week.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. A New Jersey man flies to Florida to attack a gamer with a hammer. He faces attempted murder charges for flying to Florida to attack a fellow gamer with a hammer over an online dispute. 20-year-old Aaron Kang entered the victim's home through an unlocked door and assaulted him with the hammer. The victim, around the same age as Kang, managed to overpower him with the help of his stepfather. The attack stemmed from an online altercation related to a video game, ArcAge, where the victim and Kang knew each other. Kang flew from Newark to Jacksonville, purchased a hammer and flashlight, went to this man's house, and tried to attack him.
Why are you giving your address out to anybody over
someone you don't know?
Someone you don't know. It's like, I've had many altercations. I play live on World of Warships, and I have.
Of course you do.
But yeah, of course. So you know what I mean. And I'm not gonna sit there and somebody's like, I can't believe you blew up my ship the way you did. I'm gonna come get you, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, dude. Well, here's where I live.
Yeah.
they
Go
find your
ahead, prove it.
Can't they find your address, like your IP address or something?
Man, you gotta be a tech if you know how to do all that stuff.
Getting all that
you know?
information. But you mean to tell me through like booking his flight and driving to the airport and taking the flight, driving to the store to get this stuff, like he did not cool down at all.
Okay, I was about to say that too. I'm like, you're pissed off that whole entire time. You're sitting there with your foot on.
Oh
like
my
this,
God,
and you're
I'm
like,
surprised
I
you
can't
didn't-
wait to get on this flight. I'm gonna mess this dude up. What hammer do I buy? There was do I go to Home Depot, Big Lots? What's going on?
Oh my God, over a video game.
Yeah, they get brutal on there. I'm telling you, I get cursed out a lot.
Yeah, all right.
They take it seriously.
All right, next car on the crazy train. A man stabbed over wedding leftovers. A man was stabbed at a wedding in the UK after he tried to take home some leftover food from a reception. The bride's brother was asked by the newlyweds to ask the guests to cease from stuffing a plastic bag with leftover meats into their purse or bag. An argument broke out, then a fight, and then a guy was stabbed. It was a minor stabbing. He didn't have to go to the hospital, but he got to take home his leftovers.
Wow.
I have never seen anyone take home food from a wedding.
I've been to one wedding in my entire life, and that was my sister's wedding.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're a Mexican family. There ain't no damn leftovers.
Exactly.
No. it ain't happening, no.
Okay.
It ain't happening. What about you? Have you been to any weddings? Skyanne?
I've never been to a wedding.
You've never been to a wedding? No. Oh.
People go for the food anyways.
Yeah, but what would possess you to think it would be okay to take it home with you? I could see maybe if it was at somebody's house or something, but if it's like at a reception hall, I wouldn't even fathom taking food home with me. I don't know. That's weird.
Was
Okay.
this a guest? Oh wait, the bride's brother was in. Okay.
Yeah, it was a guest at this wedding, and he wanted to take some meat home.
Knew the guy.
Yeah. And then if somebody asks you not to do it, just don't do it.
I mean,
like, okay, my
the
bad.
Punishment doesn't fit the crime.
No, no.
My gosh.
I don't know. It's weird. Okay. All right. Last car on the crazy train. In Portugal, an inmate was halfway through his 17-year jail term when he decided he's had enough. He started digging a tunnel out of his cell and for weeks tried to work his way through the dirt to the outside of the facility. Unfortunately, he finally emerged from his tunnel, which he had miscalculated, and was in the prison yard. He was about 10 feet short. Prison guards grabbed him and threw him in another cell while they filled in the tunnel.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's the great escape.
Shawshank Redemption. No, come on.
The great escape. That's what happened.
Well, that's what happened in Shawshank, too.
No, Shawshank, he actually made it to, he went through the sewer tunnel and actually made it to a little pond.
Yeah.
Through the great, so he was outside the wall.
Oh, you're saying in the Great Escape he didn't make it out.
The Great Escape, they were 10 feet short from the forest.
I mean, my thing is, this guy obviously has watched too many movies, because even if you if you get out of prison, they're finding you. So it doesn't matter. I don't know. These people are weird.
But 17 years, the first 17 minutes I'd be in prison, I'd be trying to think how to get the hell out of there.
Me too.
Yeah, if you got like a life sentence or something like that, what do you got to lose?
You don't, but I mean, 17 years, that's a long time, but eventually you're going to get out. But no, I can't even fathom, like, even if I was detained and held in a holding cell for like 2 hours, I would flip out. So prison is not the lifestyle I want to live.
He poked up through there and there's like a guard peeing on his head.
Imagine how pissed off he was.
No pun intended.
Okay.
What do you think, Sky? I mean, if you had us, would you just sit there and just be gathering your thoughts and thinking, how wonderful it would be to just...
It's a good question.
Yeah. And it's like,
And nobody knew? How did they not know he was digging a hole?
And then on top of that, like, isn't it the grounds has like a bunch of pipes? How do you know?
Well, I guess this is in Portugal, so I don't know really anything about Portugal, so maybe their prisons are set up totally different than our prisons here in America.
He probably had better luck just jumping the fence.
Yeah. Okay, that's all we have this week on the Real Talk lineup. Thank you so much for listening. You can check us out at therealtalklineup.com and on Facebook and Instagram at The Real Talk Lineup.
Thank you for having me. I loved coming back here. This is great. Oh, by the way, this is me and my wife's 10-year wedding anniversary.
Congratulations. Yeah. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Check out my Instagram at sky.an023 and check out my photography.
Awesome. We will do that. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.